It's a good morning. Hello, I'm Gareth Hall and welcome to our new series of Thrill of the Chase. It's a terrific time for greyhound racing. The biggest races have arrived, including the greatest race in greyhound racing, the TAB Melbourne Cup, and it's time to welcome in the panel. Molly Haynes, welcome back to Thrill of the Chase. Have you enjoyed your little bit of break?
I have. It's been great to have a bit of time off, time away from the sport to an extent, but so excited about Melbourne Cup. It is, one of the best time of the year, but what about the heats? Weren't they phenomenal?
Always a little bit of drama. George Farrugia, hello to you on Melbourne Cup Heat night, but it started pretty early on Friday night.
Yeah, it did with a dead heat. I'll tell you what the best part of the whole night was actually seeing a crowd there. And they were really cheering, and I think a few people had Kablens in their multis because there was some nervous moments as they passed the post. But great night of racing, a lot to dissect.
Let's see what's coming up on Thrill of the Chase this morning. You're with us for the next hour. We have that all-important live Melbourne Cup box draw at about 10:15 this morning, and you can win the Melbourne Cup with this box draw. Well, you can definitely lose it, Georgie, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll review the Melbourne Cup and Bold Trees Heats. We've got a terrific feature story on Campbell Rowella. Now, he's one of the brightest young stars in the jockey ranks here in Victoria, but he's also now taken his hand to greyhound training, and he just recently trained his first winner, so looking forward to catching up with Cam. Plus, we've got a couple of new segments on Thrill of the Chase. Now, I was looking forward to Molly's Lounge this time around, but you've changed it up, Molly.
We have. We've decided to go on location. We've gone out. We're immersing ourselves in everyone's properties, in their places and in their hearts to learn everything there is about these beautiful dogs and people.
And what have you got for us today, Georgie?
Just no pressure, but we're going to have a dog to watch for the next 7 weeks, so hopefully we don't stuff that up.
Time for the agenda here to kick off proceedings on Thrill of the Chase. And let's review the Melbourne Cup Heats from Friday night, and it started with a bit of drama. Koblenz was the shortest price favourite in the heats. He jumps from an inside draw here, Georgie, and he jumps brilliantly. But what about the performance of Japara from box number 6?
Yeah, he had to work really hard, Japara, for most of the run. And just about here, I'd say Dave Gill would have been panicking just a touch because Japara just continued to make ground. I thought Dan Hibbert's call was fantastic, and I thought live that Koblenz actually won the race, but went into the box afterwards, and they said there's no separating these two, and it was clear it was a dead heat. So and that just changed the whole complexion of the rest of the night.
The Melbourne Cup's been going on for 66 years, and there's never been a dead heat in a heat, Molly.
It is just ridiculous. I think it created so much intrigue for the following 7 heats. There was just something about sitting at home, looking at the clock in desperate need to know where these greyhounds, who was going to make it into the field. I loved it. My favourite Melbourne Cup heat so far.
It was perfect in a way because if you wanted to have a dead heat, have it in the first heat. Because then we'd just be watching the clock throughout the night.
Yeah. Then we had to work out what was going to happen, who was going to be the finalists, and under the local law, the slowest of the heat runners winners obviously missed out, which is a real shame for Connections because it was Typhoon Sammy who was a really good run from a wide draw.
Let's have a look at heat number 2, and Molly, what about the performance here of Tiberia Bale? Jumped beautifully, which you need to do.
Oh, he sure did, and he's a striking form character here. It was really good to see him push through. I mean, it wouldn't be a Melbourne Cup without Team Daly, would it? And I think especially considering the passing of his breeder, Paul Wheeler, I'm sure the Wheeler family will be really excited to see what this dog can do.
Yep, the third heat, Georgie. Can Tiberia Bale win, first of all?
Oh, he's going to have to do everything right. He went 5.13, which was the best split he's ever done at Sandown Park. I thought Baruga Smoke had him down the back.
Yeah. Let's have a look at Typhoon Semi. He had to jump from box number 8, Georgie, but this was a terrific performance because there was plenty of pace inside of him. Hubukin kicked up, but Typhoon Semi was electric down the back.
He was the second slowest off the mat, Gareth, but then that acceleration, he went 5.10. He had to work hard, which we've spoken about, and he just hung on late. Terrific run. And I know he's reserved for the Melbourne Cup, but going forward, Connections would be wrapped with where he's at. That was only his second 500 in 3 months.
If he did make it into the Melbourne Cup field, would he be second or third favourite right now behind Ashton Rupee?
Probably be up there, I'd say. Yeah, because you just know there's some gradual improvement of him over 500 metres.
The favourite before the heats for the TAB Melbourne Cup in 2021 was Ashton Rupee. He's been flying for Glen Rounds. He had to jump from box number 3 here, Molly. It was a little a bit nervous for the favourite punters in the early part?
Oh, without a doubt. I think it was a race where you were thinking, is it possible? Can he actually get through? And I mean, you saw on that home turn there, he put on the afterburners and he pushed away like he was the best thing on earth. And that's pretty much where he's at. He's a phenomenal animal.
He's nearly the complete dog now for mine, Georgie Aston Rupee, because he had to overcome some obstacles there on Friday night. And usually maybe the old Aston Rupee wouldn't have been able to do that, but he knows how to win.
We spoke about this during the launching pad where he was doing things wrong at a box rise. Now he's getting it right. He's running low 5 seconds. Even though he didn't have a good first split, he was taken on by Fernando Bluey. Box draw is going to be all important though. We've seen him in the Adelaide Cup get sort of camped out wide. So we say it every year, but this box draw is so important for Aston Rupee.
Corey and Samantha Grenfell are young trainers on the rise. They've already had a couple of superstar greyhounds, and Tiggerlong Tonk, their superstar, was recently retired. But Kinson Bale showed some devastating speed from the start here, Molly, to go straight to the front, and from there, Kinson Bale was never going to get beat.
Without a doubt, this greyhound just showed strength and determination, and as soon as he hit the lead, it was all about him. It's such a shame we didn't get to see Tiggerlong Tonk in this series. It would have been great to round out his career with a Melbourne Cup start, but that's all right. The Grenfells have got a nice chance in.
Early sectionals, Moll, they win you Melbourne Cups, and Kinson Bale, Georgie, went out of this world in the early part.
He went 5.02, which was the best of the 8 heat winners. He led up in a silver bullet, of course, getting run down by Lakeview Walter. So he's starting to get into a nice bit of form. So, yeah, he's a smoky. He
might not be the best dog in this year's TAB Melbourne Cup, but Aussie Secret's nearly the most important dog because of the way that he races. Here he is on Friday night, box number 2. Explain why, Georgie, to the viewers today.
Well, he jumps and wants to use a lot of the track, and the beauty here was the greyhound in box 3 also used a bit of the track, but he was off and gone. He's a professional, this greyhound. He's won 31 races. He's got that curly tail there, Molly, but he was fantastic. He's run the week before, was good too, Gareth. So, yeah, connections don't want to be drawn to his immediate right, that's for sure.
And you know what I can't wait to see is the distance that that Aussie Secret ran in that Melbourne Cup heat. He just seems to weave his way through. Even when he's on his own, he's weaving his way through the track in itself. So it'd be great to see what distance.
He's a smart greyhound, just quickly on Aussie Secret, because he does drift wide, but then he cuts them off into the straight.
Yeah.
Like, if he was a jockey, he would lose every race on protest, but he's a smart...
They'd swear at him.
Yeah, he does the job nicely. What about Lakeview Walter, the pride of me tongue in Gippsland? Box number 1, Georgie. The punters took him on a little bit. He was a drifting second or third favourite here, but he mustered from box number 1 to lead.
And the key to his race, Gareth, was he went 5.10 early. You mentioned a little bit of early speed, and then he was not for catching, and his time stood up. It was, the second fastest of the night, and he's got a terrific record from inside draws, and I think Connections will be hoping for that again.
Yeah, well done to the Whelan family too, Molly.
Oh, they're a fantastic family down in the Gippsland region. They've got a beautiful property. We shot a feature story on them last year, so hopefully throughout the program we'll be able to bring that up and show it. But they're a lovely family, care for their dogs, and it's just great to see him do well.
The Daily team know how to get greyhounds into a Melbourne Cup. They've won 2 Melbourne Cups, and they've got a couple of runners in this year's race. And Lala Kiwi drew box number 1. She's very good. Box number 1 there on Friday night. Away she went. Once she held out the kennel mate, Jarks Bale, it was all over, really, Molly.
It was almost a solo trial for her in the final heat of the Melbourne Cup. She was the fastest. I think her and Jarks Bale have had a couple of interesting competitions in their career, but she's a little star, and she's also got a curly tail too to match with Aussie Secret. So it's the battle of the curly tail come Friday night.
Yeah, looking forward to that box draw. It's going to be all important for the TAB Melbourne Cup. And that box draw is not far away in about 10 minutes time. We'll be crossing to Dan Hibbert and Jason Adams live, of course, at the Eureka Towers there for that box draw a little later on. Let's have a look at the Bold Trees heats there on Friday night. This is the big staying event of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. And in the first heat here, Georgie, you were pretty happy because Untapped, a draft dog, led all of the way.
Yeah, she went 5.93 early, which is a new sectional record, guys, and that set up her win. She got a little bit tired late with a bit of cramping, but I'm so happy for the first-time owners in this greyhound, and she's come up with box 1 in the final, so... Yeah, she'll get out and go and give him something to chase, that's for sure.
Now, Stanley Road was unlucky. He's the first emergency, but if he gains a start, he'll start nearly favourite, I would imagine,
Absolutely.
Georgie.
Yep.
Let's have a look at line quality in the second heat of the Bold Trees, Molly. He's from box 5 and he's out the back early and in a little trouble, you would have imagined.
Without a doubt, you almost, put a line through him when you saw him spat out the back, but the field opened up for him. Although it did open up, he did push through where he needed to. He looked phenomenal as he was crossing the line here. Also our only interstate contender in the Melbourne Cup Bold Tree Series, George.
And ran home in 11.01, which is pretty elite for a stayer. He's got a big future, this dog, and connections would have been wrapped. He'll be coming at them late, that's for sure.
Yeah. Geez, Nix Bale, she is in wonderful form at the moment. She took out the Hume Cup recently at the Meadows and she misses the kick slightly here, but she rails through beautifully for an impressive victory, George.
I just feel like she's always underrated. There's always one that people think are a little bit better than her, but she tries her heart out. What an unbelievable feat if she's to win on Friday. She took out the Group 1 Hume Cup over 600, and to win a Group 1 race over 700 metres would be incredible.
Kenny the Brute's one of my favourites. I love his draw for the final, Molly. Come Friday night, box number 2. I thought he was pretty good in defeat there.
Oh, he sure was. He's got a lot of tenacity, Kenny the Brute. He's also got a really interesting story behind his ownership there. The international owners just love the dogs, and I think they're in great hands with the Greenos, pushing him through this series.
The favourite for the Bold Trees is Mapunga Ruby. Before Friday night, there was a little bit of a question mark to see where she's at, but she proved that she's back to her very best here, Georgie. What a run it was.
It was an incredible run, and to be honest, watching this live, I thought Gypsy Wying had done enough to win, especially with the question marks over Mapunga Ruby's fitness.
Yeah.
But just have a look how she gets to the line. And not only that, Gareth, she runs 41.63. We know how good she is. She's got a PB of 41.44. She's back. She's a definite contender in the final. As we see, she's the favourite.
Have you got an early tip for the Bold Trees?
I think it's hard to go past Mapunga Ruby. She was so eye-catching in that heat win.
We're going to try to get Untapped home, but yes. I think Mapunga Ruby will be hardest to beat.
Now, if you had a Melbourne Cup runner, you'd be a little bit nervous right now with the box draw not far away.
Yes, you would.
And let's head to the Eureka Towers here to catch up with Jason Adams and Dan Hibbert. What about Dan Hibbert calling his first Melbourne Cup next Friday night? Hello to you, Jason and Dan. What's the atmosphere like there at Eureka?
Thanks, Gareth. And yeah, the atmosphere is through the roof. You speak about the nerves of these participants who have made it through to the world's greatest greyhound race, and now it's make or break when it comes to the box draw. And I'm joined by Dan Hibbert, the voice of the 2021 TAB Melbourne Cup. And Dan, it's a big event, and there's so much riding on it as well.
It's a huge event, and I'm really excited to be here. And this box draw is going to make or break a lot of dogs for Friday night.
Let's delve into why you're here, and you are the voice of the 2021 TAB Melbourne Cup. When did you find out it was all going to go down?
I found out about middle of October, so it has been a long month. But to get the opportunity to call the world's greatest greyhound races, it's truly exciting. It's a dream come true to call a race like this, and I'm really excited.
In most callers, it's a passion they develop as a young age. Was that the same with you when you were a young kid? You thought this is what I want to do in the future?
I mean, it was. I mean, I was a 6 or 7 year old pushing Lego horses around the carpet at home, and I did want to. I thought I could do it, and then as you grow older, it sort of didn't look like it was ever going to happen, but things change in your life, and I got an opportunity to do it, and now I'm holding the cup, so it's been a crazy 12 months, that's for sure.
And for a lot of callers, it's a full-time gig, but in your case, it's not. How do you balance race calling with work life?
Yeah, I work in administration in Shepparton and at the Golden Valley Health at the hospital, and the team there have been really supportive of my passion to call races, and I get some time off to go to the race meetings, and I can't thank them enough for their support, because without them I certainly wouldn't be here.
Well, you've been awesome through the Melbourne Cup series so far, and I guess when we kicked off the heats on Friday night, we had the dead heat. That must have been high pressure stakes.
When they hit the line, I did think Koblenz had won, I'll be the first to admit, and but it was a crazy finish, and I mean, it was a great race, and then the last 7 heats were just awesome, and I think we've got about as good a field as you could hope for. I think all the big guns got through, which is great.
It's a cracking final, and it all depends on the box draw. Gareth, I'll throw back to you. We'll be back shortly with the big business.
Yeah, looking forward to that box draw. And well done to Dan Hibbert. He is some story. He turns 40 and he's living his dream. He's persevered. He's called the harness trials a lot in his hometown of Shepparton, and he gets his break, and now he's calling the world's greatest greyhound race, Molly.
Oh, it's a brilliant story, but how would you feel starting out with the dead heat like Jason touched on? It was a tough ask for him, but he held it so well.
Let's have a look at the market as it is now for the TAB Melbourne Cup before the draw. Ashton Rupee at $2.40, Aussie Secret $10, Koblenz at $3.20, Lakeview Walter at $5.50, Lala Kiwi at $5.50. Now, George, if Aussie Secret draws, say, box 7 and Ashton Rupee box 8, Ashton Rupee might start, what, about $4, $5?
Yeah, probably blow out a little bit. No surprises there to see him and Koblenz at the top of the market. They've probably been that way for a couple of months, haven't they?
Yep.
As both have emerged as superstar greyhounds. So there's always changes to the market, Gareth, but even more so with the way that Aussie Secret runs out of the boxes.
You'd probably be backing Koblenz. He's probably the safest bet pre-draw.
Yes, yep.
We'll take a quick break because that all-important Melbourne Cup draw is coming up next. We've also got Molly's Love of the Dog segment, George's Dog to Watch. Nicholas Quinn from the TAB will be joining us well. We've got a feature story on Campbell Rowella. But coming up next, as I just said, it's this all-important TAB Melbourne Cup draw. You're with Gareth Hall, Molly Haynes and Georgie Ferrugia. This is the thrill of the chase on your Sunday morning. Welcome back to the thrill of the chase. It's now time to head back out to Eureka Towers to catch up with Jason Adams and Dan Hibbert because the all-important TAB Melbourne Cup box draw is about to get underway. And as we just pointed out before, Jason, you can't win the TAB Melbourne Cup at the box draw, but you can definitely lose it.
Yeah, thanks, Gareth. You're spot on. I mean, a lot of these greyhounds, they're as fast as each other, but it all totally relies on what draw they come up with. We'll get underway shortly. But, Dan, first of all, who were you most impressed by on Friday night?
I thought Ashton Rupee overcame a lot of trouble to get through. He was really not lucky, but he had to work hard to get through. I was impressed with Lala Kiwi in the last heat as well. And I thought Koblenz was really strong. Even though he out dead heated, I still thought it was a good run. So I was impressed by those ones, but really good to see all the good ones get through.
Dramatic yet outstanding night of racing. Let's get underway. Andrew Spence here from Greyhound Racing Victoria to conduct the box draw. The process will be he'll draw out a name of a greyhound. The representative will come up and select their miniature trophy, which will determine which box that will be lining up in the world's greatest greyhound race.
Kinson Bale.
Kins on Bail, where Brendan Grenfell comes up representing his brother and trainer Corey Grenfell, who has fallen quite ill. So we wish Corey all the best in his recovery. And the box for Kins on Bail is box number 8. Brendan, box 8. I'm sure you spoke to Corey in the lead up to today. What will he feel about that?
Yeah, we just need a bit of room, I think. He's a quick dog early, so if he can come out, make his own luck, he's going to get a bit of a room from there. So just got to try and get across these fast dogs.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Brendan Grenfell there representing Corey Grenfell and Kins on Bail. It was very good on Friday night, Dan.
It was, got out of the boxes really quickly and was able to lead, and that was important. He will have to do a fair bit of work from 8, though.
Next up, we have Andrew Spencer's battles to open up. That's
Lakeview Walter.
And Lakeview Walter, and representing Team Walter today is Peter Whelan. He's a bit of a box one bandit, Lakeview Walter. He was superb from the draw on Friday night. And that is exactly where he does his best work. He's come up with box number 6. Peter, I'm sure you got strict instructions today. How do you feel about box 6?
As long as he gets a bit of clean air early, he'll put himself in the race, and we know he can run home strong. My strict instructions were make sure I'm inside Aussie Secret, so I just hope he gets the 7 now.
Well, I hope you've got a lift home today, Pete. It's, look, it's been a big achievement by the family, isn't it? It's a family operation, and to have one in the Melbourne Cup must be an enormous thrill.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a family-orientated thing, and I think the boys have got the best of it. This morning I had to get up at 5 o'clock to be here.
Congratulations and best luck Friday.
No worries, thanks very much.
Peter Whelan there representing Lakeview Walter. Dan, who was very good, but that's probably going to make it tough from box 6.
Does make it a little bit harder from the 6. He would have liked a real inside draw there.
So far, Lakeview Walter in 6, Kins on Bail at 8.
Aussie Secret.
And Aussie Secret, trained by Jason Thompson. Ron Hood representing the Thompson team, who is the father of Shona Thompson. And Aussie Secret, this is vitally important to the rest of the race. He's drawn box number 1, which is an absolute spanner in the works. He makes a comment saying he's in awful trouble. Ron, how's the team going to feel about that?
To get box 5.
Well, now he's got box number 1. He's going to have a big impact on the race.
Yeah, it depends. If he jumps well enough, he could probably clear without too much trouble. So, yeah, he's been a great dog and probably very much underrated. Very pleased to be there.
That he has. Best of luck.
Thanks very much.
Ron Hood there, and Dan, that's cheesy because he's going to get to that middle part of the track,
exactly.
as we know.
That cut causes, that changes the race a lot now.
Andrew Spence drawing out the next name to be drawn for
Koblenz.
Friday night's final. It is Koblenz. And David Gill, who's been there, done that when it comes to a Melbourne Cup. My Redeemer winning for him back in 2018. And he picks up box number 3. One of the best beginners in Australia is Koblenz. And Dave, after Aussie Secret's drawn box number 1, how do you feel with Koblenz in box 3?
Yeah, well, we were hoping for 1, 2 or 3, of course. 3's okay, but Aussie Secret, he's got tremendous speed, and being off the fence now, it's going to probably make it difficult for a number of dogs because he is so fast and he is so good, Aussie Secret. So we're going to have to just nail it. That's it. We just got to nail it. But we're there, and we're just happy to be there. So,
good luck.
Thank you.
David Gill there with Koblenz, and Dan, what a faultless beginner. I know you've seen a lot of grain racing over the past 12 months. There's none better than him getting out of the box.
He's just doing it so well at the moment, and that draw probably does help him, even though Aussie Secret has drawn the 1.
Tiberia Bale.
Tiberia Bale next up, trained by Team Daly, and Brandon Grenfell representing them today. Now, they'll be desperate for probably box 2 here, and he's come up with box number 7. So, Brandon, for one like Tiberia is a slow beginner with a lot of strength, it's probably not ideal.
No, I think they wanted inside, especially for this dog. Got a bit of strength on the side, so yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to feel about that, but
good job.
Thanks, mate. Brandon
Grenfell there, drawing Tiberia Bale in box number 7. He'll be starting long odds in Friday's $500,000 to the winner TAB Melbourne Cup Final. Next up, we have
Aston Rupee.
Aston Rupee, and Glenn Rounds takes a deep breath as he walks up. There's 3 boxes remaining, 2, 4 and 5. He was superb on Friday night, doing it the hard way. He's come up with box number 4. Glenn, you're outside. You've drawn outside of Koblenz.
Yeah.
You've got a middle draw. He knows how to do it the hard way, as we saw on Friday night. What are your early thoughts?
I hope Dave's got Koblenz going well. We're going to need him to do some work for us.
Why do you say that? You're hoping goes towards the inside?
Yeah, well, with the red sort of, you know, we just want to hold him down and give us a bit of room. That's all. We're all going to need a bit of room and a bit of luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Glenn Rounds there, the trainer of Aston Rupee, and Dan, he's certainly been the biggest name that you have called over the past couple of weeks. He's done some amazing things.
He's been really super, and that draw, it's going to be interesting now, but that's probably he'd rather draw then than probably 5.
Lala Kiwi.
Lala Kiwi, as Brandon Grenfell makes his way up again, representing Team Daly, who won the Melbourne Cup on 2 occasions, back in 2011 with Dynatron and 2015 with Dyna Double One, and Lala Kiwi comes up with box number 5. Brandon, she's got some pace, but looking at who's underneath her, it's going to make it hard.
Yeah, she's going to have to come out quick. I think she's got a lot of pace, so who knows, Grace, but so it happens.
Good luck. Thank you. Brandon Grenfell there, Lala Kiwi, box number 5. Dan, she was good from box 1 on Friday night, but, geez, got her work cut out.
Yeah, that makes it really tricky now for her. That draw's not the one she wanted.
Japara.
And Japara, Nick Britton comes up with Angela Langton. And as a case of formality, they'll pick up the miniature trophy, which will display box number 2. Angela, thrilling night on Friday, dead heating with Koblenz. You're through to the final, being the quickest qualifiers. Box 2, how do you feel?
Yeah, no, it's great. As Ron said, everyone probably wanted to be inside Aussie Secret. So, look, hopefully he pings and we go underneath him and head to the fence. It's we really wanted to be in 1 to 5, so we've probably drawn down near the fence. So we can only hope there's no trouble and everyone gets around safely.
Your family's been a part of many Melbourne Cups. I think it's in excess of 20 without a win. You've been so close with Western Envoy in 2019. How strong does that desire burn to win a Melbourne Cup?
Oh, look, it's just fantastic just to even make a final. It's a great buzz, and, you know, we'll have a great week leading up to it. And, yeah, personally I've run a third and a second, so hopefully we can go one better. But look, it's such a terrific field, and anybody can win the final, I think.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So there we have it, guys. Aussie Secret box 1, Japara box 2, and let's mention as well, of course, the Melbourne Cup community sweep, which is a big part of the series. We see all the groups there who are aligned to a finalist: the Dandenong Football Club, Devon Meadows, Benalla Coursing, Burnham Park Bowling Club, Heatherton Football Netball Club, Southern United Hockey Club, Ballarat Women's Cricket Club, and also the Sky Footy Club. So there it is, guys. The box draw for the 2021 TAB Melbourne Cup, and it's made it very, very interesting with Aussie Secret drawing box number 1.
Good on you, Jason and Dan. Wow, hasn't the box draw, as Jason just pointed out, made this great race interesting now with Aussie Secret drawing box number 1. We'll take a quick break. On the other side of it, we'll dissect this year's TAB Melbourne Cup after that box draw. Welcome back to the thrill of the chase. We just had the all-important TAB Melbourne Cup box draw, and Georgie, everybody wanted to draw to the inside of Aussie Secret, and would you believe he has drawn box number 1?
Yeah, so none of them have drawn to the inside of Aussie Secret. A couple of things here, Gareth, as I think we'll go to the replay.
Well, just explain why it's so important that you wanted to draw to the inside of Aussie Secret. Here he is, George.
Yeah, off box 2. And you can see he just consistently keeps moving towards the inside of the track, then cuts back in a little bit. A couple of things here, Gareth. Not only does he do that, but he's got great acceleration and early speed. His last 3 runs at Sandown to the first marker, he's gone 5.04, 5.07 and 5.09. So you know what he brings to the table. He's a terrific greyhound. He's won 31 races. He could do that in the Melbourne Cup and win it too. People are thinking about what's going to happen on the first corner as we see the box draw now. Interested to hear your thoughts, guys. I thought Aston Rupi's drawn pretty well, as is Lala Kiwi out of that. And to Glenn Rounds' point, I think Koblenz might do a little bit for Aston Rupi. There's a big key there on how they all begin.
It'll be fascinating the first 50 metres because, as you just pointed out, Georgie, Aussie Secret's drawn box number 1, but sometimes we think and we talk about who he's going to interfere with, but we forget about Aussie Secret. He was a big price there in his heats. And then Koblenz, the big question for everybody with Koblenz is, Molly, can he cross Aussie Secret in the early part? He'll have to break 5 seconds into that first turn, and he's done it before.
Oh, if there's any dog that's going to do it, it's going to be Koblenz. I think that there's so much intrigue now after the box draw's done, but I think it also does open up the race for Lala Kiwi, just in case there is that little bit of interference between the star dogs in this race between Koblenz and Aston Rupi.
Well, Georgie, the TAB market's about to come up with Nicholas Quinn in the next 10 or so minutes. Who do you think will be the favourite? Still Aston Rupi?
Probably, yeah, probably. But out of all the greyhounds that can cross Aussie Secret, if Aussie Secret does what we know he has done, and as we said, he's a pro, he's won 31 races, if Koblenz can really nail the start and then Aussie Secret shifts out a little bit, Koblenz could be off and gone. So that's the key to the race here. And then where does Aston Rupi sit with all of this? And you can't forget a dog like Lala Kiwi, I think, because she's a good beginner and she chases really hard.
There's going to be some build-up now after that box draw. Well, Campbell Rowella hails from a famous racing family. His father, Nash Rowella, is one of the best jockeys in the land up there in Sydney, and his uncle Brad is also one of the leading jockeys in this country, being based now in Western Australia. And Campbell is one of the brightest young talents in the Victorian jockey ranks. But now he's making a name for himself in the Greyhound code, and as you're about to see, Campbell has well and truly now caught the Greyhound buck.
I'm Campbell Rowella. I'm an apprentice jockey in Mornington, Victoria, and I'm training greyhounds as a hobby. Racing's been a huge part of my life, obviously related to Nash Rowella. My dad, he's a professional jockey and he's been an amazing sort of teacher for me. Very fortunate once again just to have that good guidance, and very lucky to have him as my dad just for being such a good father and the amazing sportsman he is. Been fortunate enough to sort of discover more about greyhound racing. I'm very pleased to have picked up a real passion for it. Really intrigued me just how it all sort of worked. Obviously, you see a lot of greyhound races, and I sort of wanted to learn more about the industry. It was something that I sort of thought, well, I don't want to sit back and go 12 months months down the line and then wish I'd done something. So I thought I may as well start today, and thankfully I have. And it's been something that I'm really glad I've pursued because I've really loved every minute of spending time with the dogs. Yeah, they've taught me a lot just about a whole different side of racing. It's been a phenomenal sort of experience having them around. When I mentioned the idea, obviously a lot of people were quick to turn it down in the sense it would be a distraction and whatnot, but I've found I needed a hobby just to give myself a little break while at the same time, you know, I'm taking the dogs for a walk. It's keeping me active and it's keeping me in a competitive industry as well. It's quite a long, lengthy process to become a greyhound trainer, but it's a much needed process. Obviously, it's important that you've really covered all bases to be able to take on that role. I'm pretty proud to have done the amount of work to get to that position, to get the licence, because I feel you really have to know what you're doing, and I think it's important for the dog's sake and it's important for your own sake that you're doing the right things by the dog's welfare, and as a trainer it's important that you're really making them right decisions. It's a credit to GRV, they really take on strict procedures to be able to get things right, and I think that's why Victoria's got such a strong training rank, is because they really make sure that everyone's up to the right standard. Definitely the welfare is number one for the dogs. Everyone's got to take a lot of pride in how they treat the animals. I'm being very privileged to have worked with many people in Victorian greyhound racing now, and it's very clear that everyone takes that as number one. I've got 3 completely different dogs. It's been intriguing to see how you have to treat them all very individually. I know for the same in horse racing, if you've got too many numbers, it's hard to get a grasp on every dog or horse, so that's why I like having quite low numbers, because I can really know them all inside out. I've found it's been such a phenomenal outlet for me, and having a bad day or a good day at the races, it doesn't matter. It's still, I get home and get the same response from the dogs, and that's that they're rapt to see me and we can go for a walk now. So 2 Melbourne Cups in 2 industries would be amazing. I think that's a pretty incredible feat just for one of them. So I'll keep my dreams small for now, and we'll get the first winner out the way. I know with the horse races, it's always been if I can do my job to the best I can, whether I'm winning or not, that's how I want it to be. So if I can have the dogs to being 110% the best they can be, that's all I can ask for.
Welcome back to Thrill of the Chase, the TAB market, the new market for the Melbourne Cup, with Nicholas Quinn from the TAB Isn't Far Away. Georgie Farrugia's Dog to Watch is also coming up, but looking forward to this. This is Molly's new segment. It's called For the Love of the Dog. Let's check it out.
I'm here with Rowan Wagner and Rearview Mirror, who both have an alternative way to training a greyhound. Rowan, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first of all, before we get into Rearview Mirror, or Bernie's racing career, which has been outstanding so far, can you tell me how you originally got involved in greyhound racing?
So my best mate, Steve Spoljarek, got me into racing. I didn't know literally anything about it, and I still don't claim to know much about it. I ended up handling one of his dogs called Monster Machine, and I handled it 3 races in a row, and it won 3 in a row. And I started to get this feeling of adrenaline hit from handling his dogs, and that's sort of where I decided that I was going to get a greyhound.
So you and one of your friends decided to purchase Bernie as a young pup, and then you thought, rather than putting him in a racing or rearing facility, you're going to bring him home into your backyards. Talk us through that experience.
So we got a call from a mate. Our friends knew that we were looking for a greyhound. So we got a call, and we made a call to Todd Chatwin and up in Johnsonville. And he said he's got this dog from Bernardo, and Nick and I are just scratching our heads going, who's Bernardo? What we could have been sold any dog, we didn't know. And we purchased him, and we decided we were going to keep him in our backyard, and all these people were looking at us going, what the hell are you guys doing? And we were the laughing stock when we bought Bernie. I have an Australian Bulldog that he just had to match with, and they're best friends, and they sleep together at night, and they cuddle up all the time. And then when he would go to Nick's place, he would live with 2 pugs, and It's quite comical actually, because he's quite a tall greyhound, and to have 2 pugs underneath his, legs is pretty funny as well.
Can you talk me through that transition between having a greyhound who's meant to be on a rearing facility out in big paddocks to training in your backyard?
He's got an attitude and he just does what he wants. So we knew that we couldn't lock him up or like the standard way would be to put him in a run. Yeah, we have reared Bernie in the backyards. I don't have a walking machine. I am his walking machine. If the weather's not good, I just don't bother.
You much prefer to be sitting on the couch.
Yeah, well, the same with Bernie. If it's cold, he doesn't like it, so it's good for both of us. Got my licence, and I'm a licensed greyhound trainer, and everybody's laughing. I'm showing them all my card, and they're going, "What do you know?" I said, "Nothing." It must be doing something right, because he's already won in excess of 25,000 if you count his coursing as well. I know that I've got the accelerator, I've got the engine underneath me, and to have that with your first dog is just, well, we're just blessed, I guess. So.
Well, Rowan, thank you so much for your time. I love that you've shown everyone that opportunity, that you don't have to I suppose, go to the norm of what greyhound racing is. You've broken those boundaries, and we thank you very much, and good luck with the future for the both of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Great story, Molly. That's why I love greyhound racing. Stories like Rowan. I've just texted my fiancée Dana and said we are setting up our kennels in our South Melbourne apartment, and we're going to win the Melbourne Cup now.
Next Melbourne Cup contender, we'll see your name on there, G Hall.
Yep, he's inspired us, Rowan, and that just proves that anyone can train a greyhound, basically. And we saw the story with Campbell as well.
Absolutely. I think these two were brilliant stories for us to showcase, and why not have a crack at it? Greyhound racing can be for everyone.
Yep, good luck, Rowan. Georgie Farage, I'm looking forward to this. One to watch, mate. Take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gareth. The greyhound to watch is a greyhound called Jungle Panther. And in fairness, guys, he's probably a greyhound that was one to watch before he even had his first race start. He's by Barcia Bale out of Uphill Jill. Now, we know about Uphill Jill's exploits as a producer. She's got a Melbourne Cup contender in Koblenz. But this is from her second litter. This is, as we said, the Barcia Bale litter. And Jungle Panther is just starting off his race career, and we'll probably roll to his maiden victory here, guys, from box number 7. He's a big 37 kilo greyhound, doesn't begin all that well, but just shows great acceleration. He's still learning his craft. He's only had the 3 starts. As the tape winds on, you'll see that this greyhound gets to the line really well. He's since had a start, guys, ran second at the Meadows, and he just reminds me of a dog that probably needs about 10 or 15 starts to get his bearings. And he'll probably go a little bit further than 500, but I think he's got a pretty big future. And we're looking at Uphill Jill now as being such a great producer, but what about her as a race dog? She was unbelievable. Won so many great Group 1s, including the Top Gun against a very, very good field. Again, from box 7, like her son, got slightly different habits than her son at this early stage. More like a Koblenz, Gareth, here. Look how she gets out and just crosses an awesome field of dogs. And look, she's been an absolute star, and guys, I think she's just had another litter too to Kinloch Bray, so she's been a great producer. But Jungle Panther, watch out for him, Gareth, in the next couple of starts.
Do you think Jungle Panther can learn how to jump like Koblenz?
No, he's 37 kilos. He's a big buff of a dog,
yeah.
But Uphill Jill's first litter, there's a couple that are a little bit stronger, and I think he's going to be one of those kinds, but I think he's going to be a city class chaser, there's no doubt. When he won at Sandown, he ran 29.65, so the time's already on the board, and I think he's got a bit of a future.
I'm looking forward to the final segment as well, because I think Georgie's got a couple of winners for us today, Molly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll see what he has to offer.
He's been tipping the house down as well. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side of it, coming up next, really looking forward to catching up with Nicholas Quinn with the latest markets, of course, for the TAB Melbourne Cup and also the Bold Trees. You're watching Thrill of the Chase. It's now time for this all-important update with Nicholas Quinn from the TAB, because the market has been redone there after the box draw, Quinny. Hello to you. Welcome to Thrill of the Chase. Is Aston Rupee still the favourite after drawing box 4?
Yeah, still the clear favourite, Gareth. Just a little bit of tinkering at the top of the market. The favourite Aston Rupee was as short as $2.40, just pushed out ever so slightly to be a $2.50 market leader. The two firmers, Koblenz from box number 3, $3.20 into $3, the second elect now with that quote. And lots of talk about Aussie Secret, has trimmed up from $10 into $8 after coming up with the prize box 1.
Georgie, what are you doing with this market? I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking I might back Aussie Secret. And Kinson Bale at $15 from box 8. Just had a text from Corey Grenfell. He said he was yelling at the TV when his brother drew box number 8, but now he's pretty happy.
Yeah, keep away from Aussie Secret early. I don't mind where Lala Kiwi's drawn if she can get out. Earlier in her career, she probably hasn't done it in a little while. She went $4.99 at the Meadows. If she can show that type of speed again, she's more of a 5.05 type at this stage. But I just think that Aston Rupee's in a zone at the moment. He was the slowest of the first sectionals last week in 5.15 because he had Fernando Bluey on his outside. And if he can do it, Molly, he becomes the second greyhound of all time to win the Triple Crown with the shootout, the Top Gun, and of course the Melbourne Cup, which would be a tremendous effort. Does Koblenz give him cover, guys? That's probably the big question mark.
What about Lala Kiwi? Is that a concern for Aston Rupee there, Molly?
I think concern for the win, absolutely. I do think when you talk about Aston Rupee kind of being protected by Koblenz from Aussie Secret in that draw out, Aussie Secret, like we've mentioned before, can go in and out in the field. So that might just mean Rupee can do exactly what he did last week and weave around too, because there's no doubt Aston Rupee is the fastest dog in this race. Yeah. So, I mean, for me, it's definitely between Rupee and Lala Kiwi.
Nick, I think it's the perfect punting race now with Aussie Secret drawing box number 1. I think the punters are a little bit confused right now trying to work out what will be happening into that first turn.
And a little bit late in betting last time in, Aston Rupee was just drifting. There was one bet of 50,000 placed at $1.65. So no doubt that punter had the heart rate going pretty high over those concluding stages, but got the job done. But it's a terrific betting race because you can make a really strong case for and against some of the leading fancies. And I will be interested to see if Koblenz does attract the support there from box number 3.
Georgie, if I gave you $20 right now, what are you doing?
I'll probably have an each-way play on Lala Kiwi. Just quickly on Aussie Secret, he does use a little bit of the track, but connections would be wrapped, I think, with that box draw. You'd rather be there than, say, stuck out in 8 trying to have to get across from Koblenz. His record from box 1 is very good. He won on Pink Diamond night against a very, very hot field over 425 off box 1. He's smashed 30 seconds at the Meadows from box 1. I know this is a tougher field, but I think they're happy with where they are.
And Jason, sorry, Molly.
He's won six times from box 1 Aussie Secret, so it puts him in contention more than ever to win this Melbourne Cup.
Yep. Jason Thompson's won 4, and last year on radio I asked him for the 2020 TAB Melbourne Cup, who's your best chance? Is there a smoke? He says Aussie Secret, Gareth, at 30 to 40 to 1. We're all on. He didn't have any luck in the heats. We're a year too late. We can take the $8 now.
Absolutely. And there's another little cherry on top. Aussie Secret is by Bernardo, who the Thompson family stand at stud as well. So it would be a huge thrill for them to get Aussie Secret over the line.
Quinny, let's have a quick look at the Bold Trees, the feature staying race on Friday night.
Yeah, and obviously a little quirk here where, should there be a scratching or two, it could change significantly. But Mapunga Ruby there from box 3, as you can see, a dominant favourite there at $2.25. And the early money has been with the favourite. So I dare say that double on the two leading fancies in the two feature races will be something a lot of punters will gravitate towards.
Quick tip there, Georgie.
Sticking with Ruby, I think if she does her best early, she'll be in a really menacing position.
Molly?
Ruby for me as well.
All right then. Hey, Quinny, you've been superb. Looking forward to catching up with you throughout the series here on Thrill of the Chase.
It's going to be absolutely superb, and Aston Rupee was the best back runner in pre-post betting at $5. So good luck to all those on at the juicy odds.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see how that market plays out during the week. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with our final segment on Thrill of the Chase for episode 1 this season with our best bets for the upcoming week. Welcome back to the Thrill of the Chase. Geez, I'm excited now with the Melbourne Cup on Friday night after that box draw, Georgie. But before that, we need a winner today. We need to build the bank.
Yeah, I do like one at Sandown, race 7, number 8, a greyhound called Big Fonzie. He's the next litter on from Fernando Kaz and Fernando Bluey. He's had a couple of starts back from a spell. He's got a lot of good speed. I think it's his race to win. So race 7, number 8 at Sandown today.
And you're having 10 each way Lala Kiwi in the TAB Melbourne Cup, and I might have $10 a win Kilson Bale and also Aussie Secret.
Beautiful.
Hopefully we can get the job done. Kinson Bale, I should say. Hey, Molly, Friday night, 6 o'clock, live from Sandown to start the build-up here on 7 May for the TAB Melbourne Cup. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Yes, I cannot wait. It's going to be another brilliant night of racing, and if the heats were anything to go by, the final's going to be absolutely brilliant.
Bring on Friday night, Georgie.
Cannot wait.
This is why we love this great game.
It is, it is.
Yep. Thanks for your company on Thrill of the Chase. Hopefully you can join us Friday night live from Sandown Park. Have a wonderful Sunday.